Boy oh boy, it's been a while, hasn't it? Been a whole year and a half since the Lies of P video. The wait for the DLC was rather lengthy, but hey, it's finally here. I was there when they showed that one photo in the director's letter announcing the DLC, and then they said nothing for basically a whole year until the actual reveal. But now that it's out, well, what do I say about it? What I say is, right off the bat, it's significantly better than Shadows of the Erdtree. But that's like comparing a gas station toilet to a restaurant toilet, you know? One is definitely more presentable and way fairer than the other, but it doesn't make it the perfect bathroom, you know? I had so many other analogies ready. Why the fuck did I do that one?
High quality content!
Point being, it's a great enough DLC that sweeps Elden Rings. So, let's get right into it. This will be a bit of an Expedition 33-esque video where I'll go over each area and boss to say what I gotta say. Starting off with the number 1, Krat Zoo. So we begin. So to start the DLC, you gotta get Chapter 9 taken care of. Once it's taken care of, you go to the obvious DLC lamp way back in Chapter 5 that was obvious even back then. Once you get there, you're in a frozen forest area right before you get to the main area of the Krat Zoo itself. The forest area is definitely tough, not gonna lie. I immediately died like 10 times during the first 20 minutes because I was rusty as hell. And, you know, because I'm on New Game Plus 4, the ending of New Game Plus 4. Because when I replayed the game in October-ish of 2024, I got the Nameless Puppet, got destroyed, then took a break. So I was at the end of New Game Plus 4 for the DLC, which is actually not that bad. Or at least it didn't feel like it. Anyways, the forest area has a lot of stuff. Tough enemies, neat loot, and a cool vibe. Once you get to the zoo itself, you have some cool areas. There's a lot of displays, you know, like in a zoo. The enemies here are carcasses, mutated animals, and I think they do a really good job with that. Spoiler alert, but this DLC sweeps the ever-living shit out of ER due to the new enemies in the DLC. They very rarely reuse base game enemies, and when they do, I was like, ah, it's that guy. Neat. Unlike a certain other game. But, yeah. The zoo has mutated animals, and they're pretty good. The zoo itself as an area is also very, very nice. Got some great shortcuts, and is overall really a strong start. Hell, there's a section where they pull a Dark Souls 3 Plus of Man moment. An elephant transforms into God knows what, and holy hell, that gave me flashbacks.
What in the goddamn?
The latter part of the zoo is the savannah area, which when I was playing it, I got to like, okay, well now this area is getting a little bit too long. I didn't like this part that much, but it was short, so the damage done to the entire area before it was minimal. It's in my opinion still an S tier zone. Goddammit. It's still an S tier zone overall. Really fun to traverse with, just big in size and cool in concept. Then the boss of the area, Tyrannical Predator. I will not be sugarcoating it, it's really not a good start to the DLC. I got him first try and it really only felt like he had 4 or 5 moves and that's it. He did jack shit and just didn't feel good at all. Not a bad boss per se, but it's definitely not good. Just C tier, really. The greenhouse would be the next. After the mid-boss, we got the greenhouse level. It's a pretty neat and short area. I liked it a good chunk. Special puppet enemies that remind me of Steel Rising. I've yet to play it. I heard it's mid, but I do like the Greedfall developers' ambitions. Anywho, the area is short and sweet, with cool visuals, nice new enemies, and to top it off, absolute cinema. The boss fight. Markiona, my wife. So, she is easily, and I mean easily, the best Soulsborne gank fight so far in all of the games. All of them. Some people say that the rabbits were the best from the base game. I straight up don't like any of the rabbits fights, and honestly thought people were tweaking. This one, however, I can definitely, I can safely say that it is definitely my favorite gang fight in all of Soulsborne. Her design is cool, the music is amazing, the fight itself is very Astral Chain coded, and I love Astral Chain. It's a gang fight that alternates between 2v1 and 1v1, and it's so good. I mean, most of the time it's supposed to be 1v1, but there are times when they both use an attack. It doesn't happen too often to be annoying, but it's definitely noticeable. Regardless, I persevered. Took me a good 25 tries until I got her taken care of, and boy did that feel good. Amazing area and an amazing fight. S tier boss.
Complete for this. How do you propose repaying me for my food? I had no rival beyond Lea. It should have been the two of us.
Bob Odenkirk des, Better Call Salto, Breaking Bad no, Bangos des, Yorushku.
Carnival Garden. After Absolute Cinema has finished projecting, we got honestly my favorite area in the DLC. Short and sweet with some minigames, but a lack of major boss fights. The Carnival Garden. So it's a really neat area, and at the start you see a small Red Hood cape girl robot thingamajig that I was sure was the girl at the end of the base game, but after more research I was like, well, that's probably Dorothy in that case. That is the sequel teaser still. Anyhow, the request is usual stuff. Find her the item, come back, and yeah, it's okay. No one really cares, at least I don't. The area is a circus with plenty of mini games to do, usually throwing stuff and toppling toys, some mini bosses and that kind of stuff. I don't know, man, I like the area. Anyways, to progress through the area, you hop onto the Ferris wheel, which is neat, and then you make your way to the tram to find a blind painter NPC, which again I am indifferent to. Lies of Me, to me, doesn't have an insanely good side character roster. Like base game, I only like 2 or 3 quest lines and that's it. This concludes the carnival area. Unfortunately no boss, but it is what it is. Eventide Hotel Krat. So another area without a boss, just a cool look into the past of Hotel Krat before the base game. You meet Lumacchio. You see everything being prepared, and you see the chonky merchant guy to trade souls with and other items that don't really matter, besides the cool mask. Then you make your way to Zelator underground facility. An initially rough area that I didn't particularly vibe with, full of freezing BS and a lot of backtracking along with tight corridors. There's a lot of cells here, reminds me of Airsoft Dungeon, honestly. There's plenty of stuff I don't want to bother mentioning in here, however the stuff that stands out is the cool ass flamethrower weapon, that is cool as shit. I didn't really use it, but I should have, honestly. You know what they say, hindsight is 20/20.
Looking back, it's still a bit fuzzy.
You go through a lot of stuff, and at the end, you reach Veronique. I don't like her. I don't like this fight at all.
Prefer really not to speak.
Like genuinely, her design is cool, but holy hell, that fight was just not good. I don't like that fight. I really don't like that fight. She's way too aggressive, she hits way too hard, and the fire is fucking annoying. Plus her moveset is just tracking. But yeah, it wasn't too hard per se, it's just that it was just so fucking tedious. So yeah, it's kind of a crime that she doesn't give you her Bloodborne boom hammer, basically.
It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, we should run like it is Godzilla! Though it isn't. Ah!
But yeah, Veronique, she was not a good fight, to me at least. Took 15 tries, and for the first time, I lowered the difficulty. The difficulty rant deserves its own video eventually, but I just wanted to save myself the sanity and fight better bosses. It's that simple. The fight was D tier and the area was C tier. The area still keeps going, however, this time in the laboratory section. We have another boss waiting for us, the Two-Faced Overseer. A boss that seemed like he'd be good enough, but I first tried him because I wanted to see Zelator help us. Regardless, the Overseer was a good enough fight, and it finally caps off the Zelator area. I'll definitely fight the Overseer alone myself 1v1, just to check out if it really is an interesting fight. Then we got the Ancient Ruins and the Mistress Harbor. The ruins I didn't like very much, but not only because they seemed very same compared to Trismegistus area from the base game, but the enemies here, fuck the excavator, along with the boss at the end, really soured it a bit. It's not a bad area, but sure shit isn't good to me. At the very least, it doesn't go on for too long. The Mistress Harbor section is the latter half of the area. There you find Brain in the Vat NPC, which is probably my favorite NPC in the DLC. It's a short and surprising quest line, if you could call it that. And then the Anguish Guardian boss, the guy from the trailer. Ooh, brother, this guy stinks. If he had like 40% HP, he'd definitely be A tier, but goddamn, is he just unnecessarily tanky for no reason than spite. So, yeah. Cool fight, very nice intro cutscene, good transition, decent moves, ruined by a Gale level health pool. B- overall, took me like 15 tries.
I like it, cut G.
Sea cliffs and shipwrecks. After the cave stuff, we have an open area in the forms of cliffs and stuff. Basically on the shoreline, so it's a pretty decent view at least, and, well, it's a short section. I love this area. I mean, it's good, great even, because I shit you not, I looped 7 times back to the same place without knowing it. It's annoying in that sense, but yeah. That aside, the enemies here are also varied. You got fishes, you got puppets, you got alchemists, and all that other stuff. There's even parts of going across ice that breaks over time, so it's also got some enviro hazards. It's a good area, marred by a tad bit of confusion when it comes to the knowing where to go next. And what caps off the area? A great fight. Yeah. Initially. Lumacchio's first phase is, in my honest opinion, an absolute banger. Easy A+ tier. Cool intro, decent arena, good music, Neil Newman's godly voice, and a fun challenging moveset. So it's unfortunate seeing phase 2 be dog shit. Now the elephant in the room, Gascoigne. This fight is heavily Gascoigne coded, and I like the reference, but holy shit, the second phase is just not fun to fight. So I swapped to easy. Doesn't make me less of a man. 15 tries, swap to easy. First phase is an A+ tier. Second phase is just F tier, dog shit.
I'm the trash man.
You get to the coast area, get to the final sections. The Lighthouse and the way to the Rose Estate, the finale. The Lighthouse and the Estate. So the Lighthouse area is basically the penultimate section. It's a short and sweet area that I like. Visually looks nice. As for the stuff you can do here, there's one mini boss that you can fight here and some enemies, but besides that, that's all. You finally meet Leia and then you make your way to the estate with her, which is, for a Souls game, really cool. We need more of that stuff in Souls games, not gonna lie. So, yeah. Traversing areas with actual NPCs, especially quest related, that could be cool. And finally, time for the estate. The beginning of the estate is with enemies, but they aren't aggressive. It's strange. Before that though, you see Romeo hanging in there. No comment. But yeah, going through the first part of the estate is neat. Enemies aren't aggressive and it's very strange, along with sad music. It's a cool moment. You encounter a mini-boss, some mini-bosses, and then enemies are normal. You go through the entire mansion via the cellar, and then there's a lot of library sections with bookshelves and hidden areas along with traversal. Cool stuff. Once you get to the end, the final boss awaits. Arlecchino.
And who might you be?
Whew. While I am glad we got more of him from base game, I still wish he showed up a tad bit more in the DLC and not just at the end. Regardless, the Arlecchino fight is a strange one. Yes, I would say that the first phase is a definite S tier. It has one case of input reading in the entire game, so I excuse it. His moveset is aggressive, he looks fly as fuck, the opening cutscene is great and all that stuff. But phase 2 is a can of worms. Souls games have now officially gone into one-upping each other and making 20-hit combos, and it's starting to show. It all started with Elden Ring and now we get more of them, and it's never ending. I think phase 2 is a B tier. The cutscene is insanely cool, the design is insanely cool, the moveset is just too much. It is nowhere near Radahn levels of bad. In fact, I'd say it's night and day difference in all aspects. Phase 2 in here, the only issues I have with is the 20-hit combos at the start. But I had the perfect guard grindstone, so it was fine. I got to 50% of his health during my solo runs, and after 32 tries, I decided, go gadget Lea. And so I summoned. Doesn't make me less of a man. 30 plus attempts of fighting solo, mastering first phase, but then dying to bullshit in second phase. I will, over time, fight from solo more, because, again, this isn't Radahn, this is someone that at least feels fair to fight. That aside, the voice acting for Lea is just insane. Hell, not just Lea, Arlecchino.
I will carve dread into your eyes that will haunt you forever!
How stubborn and foolish. How very human of you.
Better that than first try via summon. I am glad I summoned, but I did do 30 tries of soloing, so I think that's fair enough, you know.
I see it in you, you know.
So, yeah. After the fight, you have a scene of Geppetto, the bitch, killing off Lea and taking Romeo. It's very wild. Now, the DLC made me truly realize how evil Geppetto is, like goddamn. Yeah, and that closes off the DLC. I'll mention some stuff now before I end off the video. The weapons were amazing. They were the real standout of the DLC, along with the new level design and the quality of life changes introduced to the base game and the DLC. Like using quartz to upgrade stuff, like using Ergo on menu, kinda like Neo, and having a full boss rematch, boss rush type mode. This DLC, to me, was way better than Shadows of the Erdtree, but it is far from perfect.
I got a Glock in my Rari.
In fact, it's not even amazing. It's great. It's a solid 8 out of 10. It just needed better bosses and maybe 2 more Legion arms or something like that. It was a great DLC. I am hyped for their next game or DLC or whatever. Keep cooking, Neowiz. That's it. See ya. Bye bye.